Reminder for myself and yourself about the blessed occasion of this month. Basically, it's the month of Rajab that we have entered. Some of you, alhamdulillah, you're already good people, pious people, righteous people. You're practicing and you're actually doing well. MashaAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you steadfast. And if you're like myself, taking each day as if it's any other day, each month as if it's another month. Ramadan comes, Rajab comes, Sha'ban comes. It seems to be the same every year, like I was saying on Tuesday, that it seems to be the case that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us such blessed days and such blessed months, and we seem to be the same people after those blessed days and blessed months. We have the intention sometimes to actually change and to become better, but for some reason it doesn't seem to change us. It doesn't seem to affect us. And what I said was that basically what's happened is that psychologically, internally, we put a mental blockage in ourselves saying that we won't be able to change. And that's the mental blockage that you should, myself and yourself, should get out. We need to eradicate it. Don't keep hindering and going back to the past and how you tried and how much effort you made, and you're thinking that I made all that effort, now it just can't be possible. It's not the same. I've tried this, I've tried that, I've been making effort. The fact of the matter is that what Sayyidina Abdul Jabbar, the message that you've actually been given by Sayyidina Abdullah Jabbar regarding this blessed month, the very first thing that he starts off is what? Sincerity. What does it say? Is that sincerity isn't that you leave your instructions instructions of the Shaykh, one's teacher, one guide, or you leave your amals and azkars. It's not that you leave this. This is not. Isn't that you leave your instructions and this is the instruction, that's it, I'm going to leave it, or amals, azkar. Rather, what is that? You've left it, okay. What should you rather is to keep trying. Or at least make intention of doing so. And that's the thing that you have to ask yourself. Is that, are you making that effort? Or are you blocking yourself saying that, this is a habit, I'm never going to able to overcome it. It's just too difficult for me. Or this is a problem, this is an issue, I'll never be able to actually get rid of this. It's too difficult for me. Have we blocked ourselves from that? Or is it the fact that we're going to keep on trying? Are you going to keep on trying and making effort? Are you going to endeavor to actually do it? That is sincerity. Is that the other thing that I said is that don't do tawakkul upon your abilities. Don't do tawakkul upon who you are, or what your abilities and upon what you think it is. Is that the being, like I said, this is the month of Mi'raj. The being, we do tawakkul upon that being who, what did he do? Is that he took his beloved from this world to meet him in an instant, and he stopped time. The time in this world, he stopped this. It was like an instant that he sallallahu alaihi wasallam went all the way from what? From Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa, and then from Masjid al-Aqsa to all the way to the heavens, past the Alam al-Raqqa and all the different worlds, Alam al-Jabat and so on, all the way meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah knows how long they spent their time there. And then they came back. But that was in an instant. Literally like an instant. Before a drop could fall, he came back. If Allah, that being who does this, can do this, that can stop time for his beloved, that being surely should be able to do this, that to whatever obstacles that myself and yourself possesses, that he can actually stop this and move this for me and you. We think this is such a mountain. We think this is such a burden that we think is so difficult. If we put tawakkul upon his power and his abilities and not ours, anything is possible. Anything is reachable. Anything is attainable. So stop relying on yourself. And that's why we say have tawakkul. One of the three keys I would say, state of heart and mind, when you do the MURAQBA, is what? State of shukr, thankfulness. But one of them is what? State of tawakkul, reliance upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not on your ability, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Humbleness, tawakkul, and shukr. Three things that will help. So Sayyidina Abu Zubair rahimahullah is saying is what? Is that keep on trying. This is the month which I'm not gonna repeat everything what they've said, but I'm just giving you just one bit, one aspect. Is that what they said is that sincerity isn't that what? Isn't that you leave your instructions of your shaykh, you leave your amaz and askars. Rather, it is to keep on trying, or at least make the intention of doing that. So what should you use this month? Use this month to re-establish your relation back with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For some of us, that relation is broken. For some of us, that relation is weakened. And for some of us, that relation is contaminated. So it's broken, weakened, contaminated. Now, broken, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can fix it. Weakened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can strengthen. Contamination, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can purify it. Rely upon Him. How do you do that? Turn to Him. In forgiveness, repentance, seek His forgiveness, plead to Him, beseech Him, cry to Him. This is the month, this is His month. This is His month in which the nisbah is towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The rewards are vast. Like I mentioned on the hadith, but mentioned by Sayyidina Salman al-Farisi al-Muhammadi radhiyallahu anhu, that we said about this month, regarding this month, and the virtues of it, which is unparalleled. You'll think, we heard Ramadan is such a blessed month, but look in month of Rajab what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gifting us. So don't think and don't give up and don't think I cannot achieve. Oh, I'm seeing this, I'm not seeing this, I'm feeling this, I'm not feeling this. Oh, my mind is here, my another. I still have this habit, I still have this problem. The thing that you should be saying to yourself is that habit, that problem that I have, am I tackling it every day with new zeal and new energy and refreshment that I will actually overcome it? Or is it the fact that that habit, that problem that I have, is it the case that I know I'm just going to be overwhelmed by this and I might as well just give up? That is the thing you need to ask. And that is the thing that you need to overcome, that obstacle. And every single one of us has its kryptonite, as I say. You have your kryptonite, you have your weakness, you have your weak points. None of us here, we're not purified. MashaAllah, you guys, none of us, we've got some form of illness. That's why we're here. We're at the mental khana, as they say, or we're at the spiritual center of illness. That's what it is. That's what Zawiya is. We're all ill. And what's happening, we're all ill here. We're looking at I'm better than you. Like a mental khana, he thinks he's a physician. The other one thinks he's a scientist. The other one, he thinks, that's what we are. We all think, if you are thinking we're better, you're fooling yourself. We're fooling ourselves. We think we're better. Every single one of us are here. We're ill. We've got disease. MashaAllah, some of us are better. You are better than myself, definitely. But what I'm trying to say is that if you go to the mental khana and the mental institute and they all can pretend to be whatever, you think, they got mad. Here, if we're thinking that we're any good, then you're mad. There should be no goodness in that because the disease is there. Filthy disease, weaknesses. And it's the fadl of Allah, these diseases are hidden from others. And sometimes it manifests. We pray Allah and that keeps it hidden and He eradicates it and He cleanses it before our death. And we pray that Allah that never reveals. But if it does show, if it does happen before your own eyes, acknowledge it and act upon it and rectify it. And that is the greatest favor Allah can do to you. Why? It's just like, for example, a favor that you can do if in the doctors, a cancer is a hidden disease. But once it's detected, and if you detect it early enough, it's treatable. There's a cure maybe, and they can treat it, or they can at least treat it and make sure they can prolong your life. Similarly, there are such diseases, cancerous disease of the heart, that can actually take you to the hellfire. But if it's detected before death, it's treatable. Before death. And that sort of treatment can be such that even a sincere istighfar can have such powerful effect that it can be treated as well. So if a disease does come up and you can see and you can feel there's something there, it's not to get upset. Yes, upset in the fact that it's there. Yes, cry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ask Allah to help you, but not to get down and leave everything thinking, I can't do this. I can't be a pious person. I can't be a righteous person. What, you think I am pious just because I got a mama and a beard and got chadar? You think I'm pious? Only Allah knows. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. A person without any of this could be a much better person than me. So don't deceive yourself that, oh no, we are going to satisfaction. Alhamdulillah, I've done the chadar, I've got the chadar, alhamdulillah, I've got the sunnah, I am good, like that gentleman said in the Pakistan retreat. Everybody should say, you're good, you're all good, you feel good. Yes, we're all good. Good, khair. That's good if you think you're good, mashallah, but don't look down on others and don't think it's impossible for you to achieve these things that Rasulullah has told us about Mi'raj, that what you can achieve, that through teaching of the Mashayikh and Awliyallahs and Salihin, what they've said, that what you can achieve, the proximity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His nearness and qurb, you can achieve that. Anyway, I'm putting you all to sleep, so I better shut up here. Let's start the MURAQBA, where you can definitely go to sleep. So inshallah, there's already brothers are gone to sleep already. I better start the MURAQBA before you all drift into sleep and start snoring. Anyway, inshallah. So remember, this month of Rajab is a barakatullah month, a very blessed month. Utilize this month. Avail the advice that Mashayikhs have given. Make sure that you try to optimize your time, because it's readying you for what month of Ramadan. Inshallah, Aziz, Allah SWT bless us all. Jazakallah. Turn the light on, get your mind and heart ready. Real zeal, refresh your intentions with a real zeal, and one that, inshallah, Aziz, we can achieve whatever Allah SWT wants to achieve if we try. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسي السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أستغفر الله وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه توبة عبد ظالم لنفسه لا يملك لنفسه موتا ولا حياة ولا نشورا اللهم يا ربي بجاه نور وجهك الكريم وبفضلك العظيم اجمع بيننا وبينك في الدنيا قبل الآخرة اللهم يا ربي بجاه سيدنا محمد ابن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وسلم اجمع بيننا وبين سيدنا محمد ابن عبد الله في الدنيا قبل الآخرة لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. sallallahu alayhi wasallam, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Subhanallah. So now, inshallah, if you can slowly come back, take permission from where you are, and then come back, and then inshallah take some feedback. Yes, of course.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I had, it was a bit all over the place, but when I started the path, I remember seeing, we was in a basement, and it was a dream from then, and we were prostrating, and Hazab was leading the prayer, but at that time it wasn't clear. So I found myself in that same place today, and then Hazab then mentioned, now you will see your journey replayed before you. So then when we came out of this sujood, we were in the jalsa position, and then when we went back into the second sajda, I found myself in Minhajul Quran in Nelson, in yourselves' last prayer, the last prayer yourselves had led, and the floor where yourselves were reading was quite wet, as though like tears had fallen there. And as yourselves were leaving the masjid, you mentioned come outside, and I remember seeing Hazab in a white van, like a white transit van, and in the back of the van it was full of books, and then there's three seats in a van, and yourself sat in the middle, and then I sat at the window side, and then as we got to the motorway, then Hazab said, now you will stay here, and you must defend the message as much as possible. Wherever you can, you must defend it, and whenever you feel weak, remember me, and I will be your strength. And then it ended at that point.
It's true with a person, a journey really can be summated from the journey in which you do salah. The real ascension, the real journey is salah itself, and hence why you've been shown the journey, that the real journey, the course of tazkiyah is the outward journey, and the real journey is the real journey of the spirit, where it goes to meet and journey through the heavens and all the way meeting all the different bodies and entities and different maqamats and stations, eventually meeting the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then being in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the real journey, that is the real lazza, and hence why that is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most, where you want to be meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the gift that was given to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the night of Mi'raj, and that is where a person should try to reenact and see their journey. And effectively what you've been showing, that yes, salah is like the journey is in the in the salah. That is what the climax is, that your journey will play through. It is really the salah that you should be aspiring towards. I.e., the example we give the salah, bowing and prostration is basically showing humbleness, weakness, and servitude, and then prostrating, and then sitting up upright, being firm, and making sure you become steadfast upon the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, steadfast upon the message and the teachings, and inshallah that is where you'll find how the journey is. These are the principles of the three. As for the other matter is that when a person is then given, is being steadfast and trying to act upon the teaching as much as possible, then every single one of us, many people take this as, oh, every single one of us has a responsibility, a part to play in terms of conveying the message. Now, conveying the message by your own self may be dangerous, but the example that you've been shown, for example, you're seeing the vehicle, which is the vehicle, i.e. the journey vehicle is saying you, and the books inside the vehicle, i.e. the fares and the guidance of the mashayikh. If a person stick to that and conveys the message, he will inshallah succeed, and inshallah he won't go wrong. The danger is when, for example, you be left in the motor, now you have to defend, you start wandering here, there and everywhere, and then people start doing their own thing. That is where the danger lies. But if a person, whatever locality, whatever position, whatever place you're at, if you use the vehicle and the knowledge, vehicle, the affairs and the vehicle of the knowledge of the mashayikh of Hazrat Sahib, inshallah Aziz, you'll find that you've got ample of guidance, like you saw books and books. Really, there's thousands and thousands of books, can't even be compared to the knowledge that our mashayikh possess, etc., etc. You can't even write them really as such. Mean that the ample of knowledge, some people, like brothers and sisters, they say, like somebody was showing me a message that, yes, many people out there, many ulamas out there, many scholars out there, and they've gone through the cycles of madrasa, darul ulum, and knowledge and ilm, and they've attained this ilm. If that's the case, that the madarises and madrasas are churning out with so many scholars, then there should be so much hidayat and guidance all over the place. There should be people flourishing. People should be flourishing. Jummah khutbah we go to, people should be benefiting and changing their lives and changing their ways. But why isn't it helping and why isn't it benefiting? It's because of this, is that knowledge is one thing, and the spirit of the knowledge and how to actually utilize that knowledge with wisdom, that's another thing. And that is what something which the mashayikh teach, and this is what these great mashayikh and the pious priests is what they had. They had spirituality. The spirituality is the thing that actually teaches you the wisdom and how to apply the knowledge that you have. And hence why the books and the affairs that you're seeing is that this is the knowledge and wisdom, and if you utilize that when conveying the message to others, inshallah you'll have support, you'll have guidance all the time. Whenever you stick to the vehicle, in terms of stick to the guidance and the teaching that the mashayikh give, you'll always have the backing, you'll always have the support. Whenever you then do it yourself with your own accord, bringing ideas by your own self, that is when you will be at your own devices. You don't have that backing then. So conveying the message, do so. For example, you will say, I don't know any bayans, I don't know bayans. Why do you need to know any bayans? You just need to listen to one of the bayans of Hazrat Sahib and regurgitate that. Done. Simple. Why do you get yourself depressed? I don't have knowledge on it. You've heard the mashayikh, isn't it? You've heard them, yes. You've now tried to understand. Have you understood? Yes. Now try your best to convey it to yourself. And it is not the case of in the olden days where, as someone mentioned, is that in the olden days, do you know how they used to learn knowledge and seek knowledge and how to retain it? The teachers used to instruct them to go next to, let's say, a sheep or a goat. And what they'll do is that they'll retell that hadith and retell that tafsir to the goat, and then they'll say to the goat, have you understood? And the goat will go, ba, and then they'll repeat again. So they'll repeat it and they'll open it here. Have you heard? Have you understood? There. In other words, that what you do is that if you have a brick wall, convey to the brick wall, because what's happening is going to bounce back, is going to come to you. you should be the first person to understand that message as best as possible, and then you try to convey it to your families, and then you try to convey it to other friends or localities. If you use the golden guidance that is given by the Mashayikhs, use their affairs and their guidance in conveying that message, with that comes the support, and with that comes the help. If you then try to go on a tangent of your own self, then you're left with your own devices. Always come, because in fact this is the principle even deen as well. When we say, for example, that's why the concept of madhab of in fiqh and aqidah is that what we say, we follow, those people say, I will follow Quran Sunnah according to my understanding, my knowledge, you will be led astray. But if you say I follow Quran Sunnah, we say we follow Quran Sunnah according to what? Not my understanding, but the understanding of whom? Of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah. We say he understood the Quran and Sunnah better than me, so we follow him. His understanding of Quran and Sunnah. And that's what happens when you do this and follow, you get the support and you get the back and you get the guidance as well with it. But when you then take yourself out of that, that is where it can be dangerous and you could actually be fooled. So yes, in that sense, that regard, when you're there, whatever locality you're in, not just yourself, for every single one of us, whichever locality you're in, convey the message according to how the Mashayikhs have laid out their teachings. If you convey the teaching, the message as the way they've actually shown, inshallah, you'll also get the support, their support and their blessing and their affairs. The danger is when we start doing it from our own accord and our own things, our own ideas. We think this will be better, we think that will be better. That is where the danger can lie. I'm not saying that we shouldn't think of new ideas. No, this is not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that always according to how the Mashayikhs have actually laid out the teaching, this is how you should convey it. And then also getting, if you do have a new idea, if you have a new fantastic way of thinking, present it. Now what happens is that there is nobody who's like Purana here. You're all, alhamdulillah, well versed, well trained. If you have an idea, you know there's a system to follow that. Follow the system, put the idea, put it to the think tank, put it to the bodies, and then say, is this appropriate? What we're doing is that we're going direct and then basically bypassing everything. Why? Because we have a thing. So anyway, that's a different thing to follow altogether. Follow the system that has been laid out, and that is also according to the guidance, and that's according to the affairs of the Mashayikhs as well. The system there, I didn't put that there, did I? No, you didn't put it, no. And where did, like everyone will tell you, it's come through this sub, okay, then that means this is the guidance in which they've actually want us to follow. Stick to that, and inshallah you'll be safeguarded, inshallah. Inshallah.
As the Ustad was doing the istighfar, I saw that the Mashayikh, all the Mashayikh was present, and Hazrat, all those participating in the session, that they are giving them a wash and a bath like a mother gives a baby a wash, cleansing everyone. As I was focusing on the light of teacher and wanted to just sit in their feet here, I saw myself that Hazrat and myself entered in the mazar of Sayyidina Abdulaziz Dabbar rahimahullah in MURAQBA. There inside the mazar, it was like a garden, and a thought was coming to my mind that if I should ask them for nasiha, and then another thought that how should I ask, and then when I asked as that Hazrat Sahib, what shall I ask? And then Hazrat Sahib said that there was enough nasiha has been given by Ustad Qais, and there's a lot of information there. And then they said, if mention that if you set your objective and your goal and your priority right in this month or now,
then you can benefit in the days and the month to come. Opportunity, invitation, and temptation of sin, these are stepping stones. And if one can set their priority right, they can benefit from their sins. Sins are not failures. These can be is a means to go higher. And then there was other personal guidance and stuff.
I did say before that I did mention Tuesday as well. If you ponder on the dua even that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to make, Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan, it is such a significant thing in that he. Just before this, can I request Dr. Shalom just come at the front, please? It's not appropriate that he sits there. Please, if you can come at the front, inshallah. So if he can come, please, if you don't mind. It is not appropriate. So if you listen, ponder on these wording of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is that what is barakah? Well, I mentioned on Tuesday barakah, I'm sure brothers will remember we were here, is that barakah, for me and you to understand, is that for little you get more. So for example, you have a sale, in winter sale, something which costs £100, you get it for £10. So that £10 has given you barakah of getting you something for £100 or £1,000. So it's not that many of us, we think Allah, when people make the Allah give me barakah in Israel, barakah in Israel, we think it should be lot of money, lot of money, lot of money. No, it means that £1 will give you more and it lasts you longer. In other words, He telling us, Allahumma barik lana, is that in these 2 months, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, for example, the hadith which we mentioned, was that, as Sayyidina Salman al-Farsi in Al-Ghunya, Sayyidina Ghaus Pak actually mentioned in his kitab, that whoever will fast just one fast in the month of Rajab, one fast, he will be rewarded if he's fasted 1,000 days of fast. 1,000 years, should I say, 1,000 years of fasting. Not only that, if you give sadaqah, you'll be rewarded as if you've actually freed 1,000 slaves and freed and actually raised by 1,000 degrees. And if you carry on doing this for every single day that you keep on fasting and every single day you keep on actually giving sadaqah, any charity, that we also mention, the hadith then further goes on to say that this person rewarded not just one Hajj, but reward of 1,000 Hajj and 1,000 Umrah. Barakah. That in the short space of time, in the month at which we were in, the season of sale month inside of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that in a little bit of time you can gain barakah. Why? It's getting you ready for what? The month of Ramadan. This is the month in which the Mashayikh says that is that the month of eradicating bad deeds, bad habits. Sha'ban is a month in which you work on yourself to cultivate good deeds and good traits so that you can reap the fruit of the month of Ramadan. So the guidance, whatever Siraj has mentioned, is so true and so pure, that really is that here is that clean slate, clean start, refresh your intentions, energize yourself, and avail these opportunities that you've been given, and try to actually make use of these months so that the real benefit is what? If we achieve, remember, Ballighna Ramadan, Balligh is meant to reach. We don't know if we'll reach. We don't know if we'll actually be living in Ramadan. And so it's with that hope that whatever effort that we're going to make now, we hope that we may be able to see the fruits of our effort in Ramadan. Just like whatever effort you're making now, you're hoping that you see the fruits of your effort in Akhirah. When you close your eyes in the qabr and the Akhirah, you hope to see the fruits of that. So وَبَلِّغْنَا Ramadan, enable us to reap the fruits of this in Ramadan. Work now. Change your mindset. Make this Rajab a completely different Rajab to any other Rajab that you've had. Change that mindset. change the concept that you had and think that it's going to change you. This is a different Rajab that you're going to have to any other Rajab. And what more to say, this great Mashaykh, how much shafqat they have on us, that the teaching that they're giving us. It's not me, it's this what Sayyidina Abu Zubair they've mentioned. I mean, what more is there to say, whatever they've mentioned? I mean, if you're going to meet Sayyidina Abu Zubair, and we're saying is that this is what they've said, yeah, Sayyidina Zubair, what more can you say to me? Well, what more can you say? They've already said it. So it's beautiful, and mashallah, also the other thing they mentioned as well is so true and so pure. So these are wonderful teachings of the Mashaykh that we really cannot value it until we've actually shut our eyes, then we can see how true they are, how true to the being, mashallah. Give it to Brother Ansar, mashallah. Sure.
Assalamu alaikum. I had difficulty concentrating today, and had to focus more than usual to see the colors, and then even after the transfer, I couldn't see clearly. I had to focus more to see Hazrat Sahib. So because I was coming in and out, I just stayed focusing on Hazrat Sahib throughout the time, just looking at them.
And was your focus getting stronger as you're focusing more?
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, when I was concentrating harder, it was
Yeah.
clear, but I was started coming in and out of it.
So I'm going to explain it in a way that Ansar will understand, because he's a gym freak. He's a very, very strong man. So it's basically is that, just so that you understand, is that you already know, inshallah, is I don't really need to, so you're a very knowledgeable person, and also a good person, inshallah. Is that, in my opinion, is that if you go away from an environment, and if you're not used to, for example, you're normally used to lifting 100 kgs, actually lifts probably more than that, but I'm just saying, lifts 100 kg, he's used to lifting 100 kgs, 100 kgs, and then what happens is that he goes away, you go away for a while from the gym, and you don't really focus much on the diet, and after about 3 months you come back to the gym, then it's like, it's a bit difficult, but you may eventually, after a few rounds, after a few sessions, after a few days, eventually lift it again. The indication you get in that focus is that how you're spending your days and your nights, is that if you do this and make that a bit more purer, and actually focus more on Hazab throughout the days and nights leading the week. Now try this next week, is that whatever it shows that you have the ability to focus and see them, why are you just using this moment in this time to focus and see them? Why don't you use another day, another night, even if it's for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, to focus and see them? In other words, get your rule, this practice that we do, really you should be practicing at home individually, 5-10 minutes every day if you can, half an hour if you can, if not every other day. But try to actually practice it. And if you do that, what will happen is that the skill that you develop to focusing and traveling, etc., will become easier. The other thing is that one of the reasons why you're losing focus, you're having to work, is like basically, it's like the easiest way to make you understand is that you're trying to, there's curtains, and the curtain is a bit heavy, and you're trying to push the curtain so the sunlight can come in. That curtain is the zulmat of darkness sometimes. And because of the zulmat of darkness which is there, because of our surroundings and because of what we've been doing, it takes a bit of a while to remove that darkness. Eventually, then it becomes easier for you to actually see the light. So what happens is that one should try and make sure whatever activity that you do, like Dr. Shalom mentioned once, is that at least in this night, for the 24 hours before this gathering, try to spend your night and day free from the bad habits that you normally would do. We're not supposed to do, I'm sure you don't do anyway, but I'm saying that whatever bad habits that we might have, or little niggly habits there, a little bit of drama here, a little bit of thingy here, a little bit of music here, a little bit of whatever, put that aside for 24 hours at least, so that you're prepared for this gathering. And for this, because this gathering is for us. It's for our individual journey. For us. Not for someone. Monday is for us and somebody else. But this is for us. So put that aside for 24 hours. Reduce the amount of things, negative things that you do, and try to increase the positive things that you do. And inshallah, is when you come to the gathering, then it will have a more of an impact. And obviously, because of work, I know the brother is very busy. He works very hard at his workplace, and also they don't overwork him though, but he works very hard. And he also on a Thursdays he has to go for school runs and go somewhere else, and is on his way back is a bit of a journey. That can have its toll. That's a natural fatigue. We're not talking about natural fatigue here. We're talking about, for example, your concentration, and concentration really can be actually developed irrespective of you feeling tired or not. And that's and the hindrance is because of whatever activity that you did prior to this. That's why it's hindering you. But inshallah, is work a bit harder and keep your days a bit clearer and nice, clearer. Inshallah, is hopefully you'll find it easier, and try and practice it on other days as well. It'll make it easier for you. Dr. Shah, you know? Okay. We'll just take one more, inshallah. I know you're so eagerly waiting to actually give me your feedback. One more, inshallah. I think if you give it to Brother Fakhr, inshallah. There is no brothers behind the curtain, is there?
After the transfer, I found Hazrat Sahab Aston near their house. We sat in the minibus. I didn't really want to go anywhere else. After a bit, I started doing the MURAQBA dua, and then after a while, we came back. The MURAQBA finished.
Did you see Hazrat Sahab in the minibus?
Yes, I did.
MashaAllah. Then when you see, I hear sense a little bit of disappointment in people's voices when they say, I saw her as a house, such a blessing to see their house. You know, if I was to say, if you were to see the house Mubarak of Prophet, you'd be crying your eyes. There's a house Mubarak of our beloved teacher, that's a blessing. To be in front of the house, in front of the door, such a blessing. Then what, to see that you sat with picking them up, sat there. That if I was to say that, change that car to a horse, and imagine that Hazrat is in front and you were sat behind him, hold them, what a feeling would that be? What a feeling would it be? This is everything. So if you've seen Hazrat, it's just a modern day version of seeing, if you've seen Hazrat in the car, you're with them in the journey. What more can you ask for? They're taking that journey. Alhamdulillah, this is our climax. This is for us to see our own teacher, for us to be with our own teacher. What more could one ask for? If we want to see nothing else than just our teacher, for us, this is our success. This is our ultimate aim and success. We've achieved everything. If we see that, and that's, we don't really need anything else. And that is once there was a sheikh and a murid, and the murid got a bit upset. Murid, not the marids like you brothers, murid as in the student. Okay, I know sometimes brothers saying, why are you saying about patient and patient? I mean basically a student, a seeker. Okay, and basically in the olden days to write a letter, and he's saying, Hazrat Sahab, my state and halat is very, very bad. This thing, yeah, I'm very worried about myself. All the sheikh asked was in return is that, tell me about you. Do you see me in your dream? I know your kashfas, your visions have basically slightly have gone a little bit, but do you still see me in your dream? He said, yes, of course, alhamdulillah, yeah, I still see you, Hazrat Sahab. He replied back saying, Hazrat Sahab, yes, I see you nearly every other day in the dream. Alhamdulillah, you're fine, don't worry about anything. In other words, is that for us to be physically in the presence of Hazrat Sahab, of our own teacher, is like everything. It's like our Eid. It's like our Miraj. That's how you should see it. To be in the presence of one's teacher is like your Miraj. And then to spiritually then also be one's teacher is nur upon nur, light upon light. One is the physical presence and then the spiritual presence. And if you actually spiritually with Hazrat Sahab, where it's up to them, whether you see it or not, whether you feel it or not, you've achieved. You've been, you've gone, you've seen, you've heard, you've thinking, you've conquered, as you want to say it, because that is the climax of everything, spirituality, to be with one teacher. That is everything. Because look, if I was to say, how blessed do you think the Kaaba is? You say it's very blessed. Obviously, it's the epicenter of affairs, it's everything. How blessed meditation. Now, this is the person, for example, I was trying to make you understand the other time, is that Hazrat Abul Abbas al-Mursi rahmallah, he said is that I wouldn't consider myself to be a Muslim if I didn't see the Mushahada Prophet Islam even for a blink of an eye. That has been the state for 40. In other words, that they are seeing the Prophet ﷺ full 24 hours. They are seeing the Prophet ﷺ. In other words, they are getting direct fares from the Prophet ﷺ. What do you think that Zat will be emanating if with those types of being? What will emanate from that Zat, from the physical body of that such an individual? And what do you think will be emanating from the individual Shaf on the bar? So this is why we say your Mi'raj, your Uruj, really, the way you should see it. And I hope you do this, that when they come back from Pakistan, inshallah, when they're safely and soundly, is that be eagerly there, ready and waiting, as if you're hungry for that fairs, as if you're hungry to see, as if you're eagerly wanted to be, and that wanting of the heart to see and to want to touch, to feel, to everything, sat there in that sort of mode, receptive mode, and then you'll see how much you get and what you get. What we do is we say, oh no, this is bad, I'm very bad, how can I do it? No. So we find a corner, like there's a pillar there, we try to hide behind that pillar. There's a wall there, we try to hide behind the wall. We try to find a basement of it, we don't see. Sometimes it's good to say, Hazrat, this is me. You open yourself, this is who I am. Forgive me. And fall on their feet. Just don't hide. Be an open book. This is who I am. There's no point of me pretending. There's no point of me saying I am whatever. No, I'm not. I am this. Then you'll see how much of a difference it makes. Inshallah. Would you like that? Any nasihas, inshallah? Any words of advice to them? Okay, jazakallah. Subhanaka wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Jazakallah. May Allah bless you all for your coming participation.